Cool. We are making our way to the Verizon building. We're here at the state court, and basically I'm going to be mid-spanning our 48 that we were working on a couple days ago. This is that fast access stupid cable we're going to hopefully get into without doing damage. And we're going to be splicing 6 fibers onto this right here. This is a really strange cable that we got in the very, very beginning. That runs across the way to that pole right there. And that's the end of me. They do that side, I guess, Verizon or Windstream or whatever. So let's go ahead, we'll get set up, get our case built, and splice. Alright, moving right along here. Ended up using that to get access to this stupid cable. Yeah, it should be called Corning Slow Access Technology. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be changing I'm going to be taking the orange tube here and attaching it to the blue tube here, and that is going to give me I'm going to change the color for Windstream's tech. Instead of just keeping it orange all the way through, it's not a big deal. And then out of that same tray, I'm going to carry in the red, orange. I'm sorry, red's staying. I'm not doing anything to red. I'm going to slit this tube orange. I'm going to get the first 6 fibers, splice them into the first 6 fibers here, and then red is going to go straight through this. And then I got to go into that church again, and well, it's not a church anymore, behind the trees here, and hook up a pond in there. So I got to double check that box over there, but I think this cable goes straight inside. So just moving right along. There's some crazy shit that happens at this courthouse. There's been like people been kicked out and shit. Yeah, I did not expect it was going to be so crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and prep the trays, put this stuff in here, and move on. Okey-dokey. So I just went ahead and put the VFL on it because well, figured I'd just make for damn sure I'm not screwing this up. And I was right. That's going back to DC. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna splice these 6 onto these 6 and call that a day. Then we're gonna go figure out some phone shit, which is just my favorite. But I think we'll go over here and we're just gonna disconnect the phone and see what breaks. I think it's just gonna set the alarm off, but hopefully that's it. And we can just call that a day. But 6 splices real quick. Alright, well, this went together pretty good. I did it like this just because I wanted ours on one side and theirs on the other. Yeah, otherwise it's just fine. And I have my mid-span slack I have not put in yet, so these have not been cut. And that red right there, I think, is what we're looking for in the church. So let's go. I think we can go activate the pond. And test power levels in there. But I think I'm gonna just put a 4-way splitter in the box. Alright, this is where we're gonna be working today. And this is a shared use kind of building. There is a Comcast business modem, but as you can see, I don't know if I got my hand up in there. We got red. Hang on. Voila. We've got red, it's feeding this Meraki that is super hot. It's almost like so hot you can't even touch it. That can't be good. And then we have a yellow coming out of there. And if we follow them, we got a green coming out of that Meraki. We follow some of that stuff. Clearly, this green is going to be the Chamber of Commerce. I would imagine they have the relatively professional setup they have here. We have a Meraki feeding that. So these two guys live together. This guy, the other yellow, comes down to this, and I assume this is the solution to everybody in the place just sharing it. So it looks like there's a couple folks that have their own router. I assume this is probably just for wireless. So the other thing we got to do here is, oh, that's so shitty why they would do this. Whoever removed it was a turd. See this phone here coming out of this modem right there? There's two lines, okay? Nobody in here uses it. If you follow that cable, we come right down here into this lovely telephone setup, and it breaks both lines, and both lines go into this alarm. So I don't think the alarm, it says ignore beeping keypad testing alarm, thanks. Yeah. The state of Maryland fire marshal apparently requires you to have 2 phone lines, okay? Well, what are they, this is what they're relying on, okay? But it goes back to a modem. So I got one point of failure here, okay? And there's no battery. So this, in this scenario, 1 is no better than 2. I mean, I assume they had Verizon, and somebody thought it would be cheaper to get Comcast, and they probably had Verizon. 2 phone lines was probably legit. But that's dumb. And I can't believe that's what I have to hook up. So what I'll be doing is I'll be putting in an ATA in here. I'll probably just set it right on top of the alarm thing. That way people know it's just the alarm. And I lied, there is a battery. I'll have to dig in more to see if that's hooked up to anything. But let's go ahead and we'll get rocking and rolling. We got a little taller than that. That's gonna probably be down on my knees. Or hell, I might sit on the floor. And we're gonna be putting in our OLT today, which they usually put in, but I don't see it anywhere. So I guess I need to run and grab an OLT. But this should be a pretty quick operation. All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. That up out of here. Let's get that up out of here. Cool. So, lady in the next room is doing some type of a PC support, and I've heard some of her questions or what she's telling the people on the phone, and oh my god, I couldn't do that job. She was talking about smartwatches. Can you imagine calling someone and getting support on your smartwatch? Oh boy. So they left me plenty here. I'm gonna just leave her about that long. Alright. Okay. I gotta put the splitter in outside too. But it's like 50 outside right now, and it's supposed to be 70 today, so I figured I'd do the inside first. Hope everybody had a lovely Easter. I got some of our BGP stuff set up. Decided to ultimately go with the VYOS operating system, BIOS. It's Debian based, and its CLI is very Juniper like, so not too bad to learn. And once I got it set up, I was really pleased with how easy it was. What I did was I ordered about 6 10 gig NICs, dual 10 gig NICs, to kind of dress the router up. So I think we're gonna probably, haven't decided yet. Like, I gotta keep it simple enough that I can stock parts and walk somebody through it over the phone, but at the same time, like, it has to be pretty dang reliable. So I think I'm gonna end up just using a warm spare as my solution. So I'm gonna feed the full table into it, but not use VRRP. Thinking that's what I'm going to end up doing, because it's one more U of equipment that I would need. It's one more thing to fail anyway. But then what do? Get 2 switches above my router and below my router. So now we're talking about the router's taking up half a damn rack. We just need more batteries to fail. So I'm thinking really a router on a stick with a hot warm spare, sitting there just ready to go into service in a catastrophic event, you know. I'm thinking the extra stuff that we would need is just more pieces in the puzzle to fail. We don't really have the budget to buy a lot of that stuff new. I broke that. So I'll be getting used equipment anyway. So I don't know. I think the ultimate solution is really just going with the router on a stick with a warm spare. Feed my full tables in to this one router, and I ended up getting a pretty good test over the weekend. I set up 2 VIOS routers, BGP'd them. Then I set up a BGP'd them over a 2-port LACP connection. Then added a VIF, that's what they call it on there, or SVI would be what they call it on our other switch. Added the SVI, then we went ahead and got a BGP peering session set up. I announced IPs on both sides, and it worked. It was kind of cool. But still a long way to go before we even get the connections and stuff. But I think I'm looking at this Arista switch. I think we're going to end up returning the other one that I got, because it's a little on the overpriced side if you can't take a full table. But they got Aristas right now, 64 port, 54 port or something like that, some weird port number, 10 gig SFPs, so I get 48, at least 48 10 gig ports on it, and they're like $500 on eBay right now, so I could go ahead and pick up 2 of them, still save quite a bit in the long run there. Today feels like a Monday, but it's Tuesday. Cool. So there we're going pretty good there. Maybe go buy some more rubbing alcohol. Cool. So what I'm going to probably do is just do my, got a pigtail here. Probably going to just do my splice outside of the, yeah, I'll just do it out here and then I'll just load it in. So we'll just get our blue here out. Set the rest off to the side. What I'm going to do is clean this just one more little time here. All right. I think we'll try we'll just do this standing up because shit everywhere. Alright, well, this will be the first one back from the little vacation, so spare me the embarrassment if I screw up once or twice here. I got five days of, well, hell, sitting on my ass and drinking beers. So let's go ahead and prep this one up. Throw a tube on this side. Okay. I've got a ton of slack on this because it's easier to work with out here. Splicer might need a minute or two to warm up too. Alright. I'll have to run and grab I already knew I needed a phone modem. I should have brought that feather at my house, but the modems are at the office. So we'll run and grab one of those. We'll come back and we'll try to get all that stuff popping. When I came in the building on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, the alarm was already going off, and so I don't think they're going to be too big of a deal. I don't think if we set her off. Well, typically we do the internet and we come back and do the phone another day because of the whole porting process. But today I'm going to be, we're just going to cancel those numbers, the customer, because they don't need to know what these numbers are. They just need to be able to call the alarm company. Okay, let's see what we get on the first one back. I need to go in the settings on this thing and see if I can turn the screen down. It hurts my eyes. Looks good. Friday was my last day of my interns, so I'm back to being by myself. Hopefully the impact folks call me back. There we got that. So I'm gonna set this guy aside. Cool. So just let that guy sit to the side and bust a chill. Probably gonna, that scared me. Probably gonna just put this in. It's just too cramped in this corner. I'm just gonna throw this together right quick, and I'll put the coupling in, and then we'll get outside and get set up outside. Got a gorgeous day today. Just gotta fix. Well, not really fix. I got confused. I got going too fast, so over there on the other side of that building, I changed the color on the lateral, and I didn't really indicate. I mean, I indicated it. It's just I didn't look at what I indicated. So we're gonna go ahead and get a pond turned up at this church. I'm gonna put a four-way in. I'm gonna get the case attached to the table, and then we'll go ahead and figure out what we're gonna do. All right. Well, I think I said this on Thursday when I was here, but dude, this courthouse gets fucking crazy, dude. There's been people like thrown out screaming at each other in the parking lot. I've really never seen anything like it. But like, it happened 2 days now. I've gotten the exact same shit. Here we are. I've got our four-way in. The green just up to stay. I've got our four-way in, and I went ahead and I put our red is the feed on this tray. Blue to blue. Blue's coming off our splitter here, and then way over here is my green that I had screwed up. Not a big deal though, because I don't think it's ever going to go anywhere. But now let's go back inside. We'll check our power levels. I must assume our power levels are through the roof. And throw a 5 dB. This is a four-way to a four-way. So I probably am at like a 0, and yeah, I'm probably at like a 0 inside. So we pack this up right quick. We'll go inside. Cool. So figure +5 coming out of the OLT. First patch, there's a coupling, so there's 2 connectors. Then there's another four-way splitter in the box I just put in, so it's -7, -7. So that would be -9. So I've got 1 dB of loss in 2 patch cables and 3 splices. So I'm just fine with that. I mean, you really got to check on what the OLT says too. But because it's right on the line here, I am still going to put a 5 dB attenuator on it. Yeah, you know what? I think it'll be okay. -10. Yeah. Let's plug it in and see what happens. Cool deal. She locked up. Pretty quick. What the hell's going on here? This shit usually falls off. There we go. Sweet. And I've got my phone modem up here, which is just going to sit right in there like so. Fits nicely in there, and again, it's just for the alarm, so not super worried about it. All my plan is to provision this modem real quick, I went ahead and already made these phone lines last night so I got the SIP stuff for the phone. I'm gonna cut this cable and put 2 ends on it because our modem, for whatever reason, I can't figure out. I don't know if it's a setting or what, but you can't use one for both lines. And I was gonna plug straight in. I was gonna plug straight in to these, but come to find out, they are RJ45. So I'm just not gonna mess with it, I think. Instead of making a bunch of cables, just leave their nonsense alone. And then I'm just gonna reroute this cable straight to me. And the alarm's been going off a bunch anyway, so I don't think nobody's gonna matter. I did call Impact. They've not called me back. I've been here for a few hours, so we're going to just do it and see what happens. People will just complain, and then we'll figure out what's broken. So let's go ahead and provision this modem right quick. Just give it an IP address, and then I'll throw the passwords on this bad boy, and then we're gonna be off to the races. All right, we got our modem provisioned, got my laptop hooked up to it. I'm getting 7 milliseconds, 1 dot, and now I got my phone modem. I don't know what the deal was with this particular one, but I couldn't ping it. It got an IP address, but it wouldn't let me ping it by default. It was just abnormal. I got my line 1 and my line 2 provisioned, and I'm kind of thinking about this blowhorn right here next to me. It fucking terrifies me. So I'm gonna unhook the phone line and transition it over to here. And you know what? I think I might actually just call Alarm Engineering and let them know and see if there's anything I need to do. Ah, well, you know what? Where's the fun in that? Let's just unhook the phone line and see what happens. Okay, Comcast is off. Nothing immediately happened. Well, zone's disarmed. Zone's in trouble. Rear door pull. Oh, that's just where I went out the back door. I don't think it even knows the phone line's off. Low battery. Rear door pull. Left stairwell pull. I think all their sensors are just busted. Left stairwell pull. North basement smoke detector. Yeah, they have more problems than the phone line, I think. So let's go ahead, put this up and see what happens. Okay. What we're gonna do is just break this out into 2 jacks. Not a huge deal. Just using what they have because their inside's a little funky. It's a weird Cat 5. That's the real deal stuff. Razor knife for the win. And what I'll do is just take that back right there. Scissors and stuff in the other tool bag. I don't feel like walking. Oop, messed up a little. There's the end. I like doing it this way because for this particular case, because we don't ever want anybody using these lines. My phone alarm, stay alarmy. I was hoping it would say the phone lines are out or something like that, but we're just gonna plug that right into our modem. Get it mounted to the wall, and we'll clean all this up with some zip ties. Here we go. Quick little overview. Went ahead and I pulled Comcast out, plugged us in, and the majority of the building works just fine. We have this Meraki up here that clearly has a static IP address on it because I tried with it, will not work. So that company still didn't call me back. Down here, and I just took over this little area. You know, once it becomes quite a bit of things, you can only make it really so neat. I've got my line 1, line 2 hooked for the telephone here, for the alarm, which I don't think it worked when even when I got here, but we'll see. I got my PON going on, and then I have my phone port hooked to my phone modem, and number 3 is hooked up to the switch. That was going to hook to the Meraki, but it doesn't work, so I'll have to coordinate with them. Whoa! But cool. Another fun day. What do we got going on over here? Looks like somebody did some surgery. Yeah. Cool. The horn didn't go off, so it was a good day. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pack up and get on out of here.